and welcome back to Train Sim TV. In today's video, we're going to be taking another drive on the Southeastern Network, the SEML Mid-Kent and Bromley North Route from Nicholas, which is available on the Steam Workshop. We're going to be taking a drive on 1 Kilo 94, which is Hayes in Kent, to London Charing Cross, and this is a scenario by Ash Clark, who has he's done this scenario, to be fair, for me to video. It should have been videoed sort of like New Year time, but unfortunately I've not had a chance to get around to it until now, so we're finally doing it. So it's not my first time driving on this part of the route. I did do a scenario on the stream about a week or two back, and it was a very nice drive. I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to going in the opposite direction back into London. So without further ado, let's get ourselves unpaused into the train and get ourselves set up. So, good morning, driver. Today you'll be driving 1K94 between Hayes and London Charing Cross. Due to not signing Class 376, which this service is booked for, the Class 465s for 1K22, which departs shortly after you have been stepped up from service, you'll be calling to West Wickham, Eden Park, Elmer's End, Clockhouse, New Beckenham, Lower Sydenham, Catford Bridge, Ladywell, London Bridge, Waterloo East, and finally London Charing Cross. Please note that there has been reports of a track circuit failure at London Bridge. However, hopefully this shouldn't affect you too much today. Have a safe trip. Okie dokie. Right, so let's get ourselves set up. Right, we need to take some tail lights off and put ourselves in day and marker lighting. That is that. Some doors open. We need to set this destination blind up next. Right, so try to find Charing Cross on this. Nope. So many. There we go. Where are we going via? That's the good question. What can we have as a go via? It doesn't actually say on the briefing as such where we could go via, so I have no idea. We're not going through Sevenoaks, I know that much. Trying to think of what we could have in here. Maybe New Beckenham? Is that potentially... Nope, that's the wrong button. I seem to recall having issues with this last time, and I couldn't for the life of me get it working, so I'm just going to go through the manual, well, for the manual, whilst this is doing its thing. Hopefully we'll get this right. I seem to recall that potentially there could be... We've got two different types. I'm not sure if it's a difference with different types of 465 working together that cause this problem. Or it could be because I've got, I think there might be a destination patch. I think the Chris Hawksfield destination patch, which may be a thing. Or I'm not up to date. It's one of the three. So we'll leave it as it is. Because I think I had these issues last time and I couldn't get it working in the end. So it's pretty much pointless me just trying to... get it working when it won't. Take that off, that was else, doesn't it? We'll have a quick look around the station in a second, just get the train out of the way. I like the enclosed look of this. As it pulls away. Just making its way up that very gradual hill there. cresting over at the top on the bend. So that can open up to 6 now. I'm just going to pause for a second whilst we have a quick look around here. This is the mistake I made last time on the other video. I totally forgot to have a look around at Sevenoaks. I sort of like, I wish I'd looked now. I mean, this is a kit bash. It's not a custom of any stretch of the means of imagination, but it's a nice little job once again. And this is one of the things that I do like with Nicholas's route building. He's very good at kit bashing stations with the items he's got at his hand, and it looks really, really good. You've got the canopy, you've got all the bits and pieces. He's kit bashed the terminus building in the best way you can, and it looks great. The surrounding area is nicely done as well. There's plenty of detail going on. Really well built. Something else over there. No idea where that is. It's another part of the route. So the 376s. Right, we'll get in the cab. Taking the sights along the way. So West Wickham is our next station, and what we'll do is we'll take a look at all the stations along the way and just get a general feel for it. If this isn't something you've seen before, the link below in the description will take you to the routes. If you wish to download this one, I do recommend it. It's absolutely fantastic. One thing to note as well, we haven't done a video on the AP Signalling Enhancement Pack. There won't be a video as such for that. However, you will see them signal patches throughout the videos that we do on the routes that support it. We have it enabled now, and I believe it will work perfectly fine with this route because obviously it uses UK Pro signalling. So we'll have a look in a second, just to give you a quick look. We'll have a look at a signal, just how it changes as the train goes by. But we won't spend the video looking at signals. Might look at a couple, but the main focus here today is another section of this fantastic route. Might have gone a little bit too far there in terms of the stopping point then. But 8 car mark wouldn't have fit in, to be quite fair. It would have been hanging out the back of the platform. A nice little representation there. I like it. It's been built in such a way that it's enclosed, but the detail's there. It's not scrimping on that detail, and there's all sorts of bits and pieces going on. All the little scenes around the side of the station and stuff like this. We've got a little yard here. There's cool fencing that's been put up. It's nice. I've used that fencing before as well. It's some cool bits and pieces. I think it's out of the... it is a marketplace, I said, but I think it may well be included in some of the newer routes. Our next stop will be Eden Park, which is 0.7 of a mile. I have no doubt that this route has been upgraded and updated since our last video. I think there's been some odd little patches that have been pushed. Not overly sure what they are, but I am pretty certain I've seen some bits and pieces. Also, I've been knocking around in the forums and on the Discord groups. Might be some signal updates. I think were one of the things mentioned in terms of like fixing them. I didn't look at the last signal, to be fair. I was going to watch it change just to show people. Can watch the next one. So this drive is about 50 minutes all in all. It might go a little bit longer because we'll be looking at places, but it's a decent drive. Another lovely, nice little station. Good scenes. Good scenes. I'm still blown away with how well the stations look in the kit bash form. So detailed. Cannot fault them. We'll have a look at the next signal, wasn't we? Remember if there's another one around here or not. Surely there's a signal somewhere. There's one in now. So LED signals. I'm not sure if we have any bulb aspects or incandescent bulbs. But you can see the detail on the post, all the weathering and that. You know, great textures and textures up on the ladders and stuff. It's nice. You won't really see the transition as much on these because they're being LED. The older bulb style ones are really nice where they change from red to yellow and green. I especially love the flashing on, like the strobe flashing. One of the things that sold it for me. That was a pack really I thought I'd ever need. It's just the delay and stuff like that's really cool. And the stuff that you can do with them, like I've been using them today. At the same time, I've been recording this video on a scenario pack that I'm building. It's a scenario pack that covers Swexer and South Wales Coastal. A pack of 6 scenarios for the class 31, which is a Wessex diagram. So when it goes onto the South Wales Coast route, we can use the EP to do bits and pieces with the signals like force red, set the approach control like release from red and stuff like that. So I've been getting to know them today. Quite cool once you know what you're doing. A bit of help from Matt Carroll on just giving a few pointers on what was what, but I do appreciate that if you're watching this one, Matt. That was the wrong button. I did cancel it, though. Will we see a tram? That is the question. I did have a tram on the video. Sorry, in the scenario I did on the stream a couple of weeks ago. We had a race with the tram. I can't remember what the requirements were for this scenario, to be fair. So, see what happens. I'm hoping that we'll see some reds and stuff where we'll get held, and it's not just be a straightforward drive. Not overly sure when this scenario's set either. I'm not sure if it's got 707s on it or not, this one. I suppose we'll see them later on if we do. See if we can get a nice screenshot. Oh, there's no tram in today. So the thing that strikes me with this route is normally with workshop routes you don't really know what to expect, and this really wasn't what I was expecting. I didn't know what to expect it say, but I was blown away. Really, really, I still am now. It's absolutely superb. The tram stuff just goes over there, disappears off into a portal. It's cool to see though, if you drive past and there's a tram here or departing at the same time as you. So that was Elmer's End. The next station is Clockhouse. All very close, these stations. Really close. A lot of stop and starting. The section up here, it's not. I don't think it's too far away, but you actually run like alongside a load of like streets. It's quite cool. Point it out when we see it. Coming up as well this coming week, video wise, I know Mark's got some SimRail stuff still to share with that he's pre-recorded. We've got the Trains in World's latest upcoming release, which will be the Edinburgh to Glasgow route from Rivet Games, so we'll be covering a video on that. So do keep your eye out on that one. Looking very forward to having a look at that. That comes with the Class 385. Not ever seen before in a sim, so as far as I'm aware, it's not in TS Classic and all that much. I don't think it's been never put into anything else, but I think it's definitely a first. So yeah, looking forward to that. That will be at the back end of the week once that comes out. And then it'll be back to the usual stuff again, sort of like cycle around the TSC, TSW, SimRail. We'll try and alternate it all around, keep it different, keep it fresh. Especially with SimRail's had a big update this last couple of days ago, and it's also opened up to another signal box world, so we may end up having a video on the new box if we can maybe get in there at some point. I know Mark's already had a look at it, weighing it all up and seeing what it's like, so he may well cover it. Next station is New Beckenham. Not sure what that is going over the top. Not sure if that's the tramway or not going over the top, to be honest. Oh no, the train. Hellfire. That was timed nicely, wasn't it? It was that nice that I didn't really expect that. I could have had a good screenshot from that. Can we still get a good screenshot? I bet we can. If I knew that was going to go past, I would have timed that a bit better, but never mind. Nice for a good screenshot still. What line's that going over the top of there? Is that Beckenham Junction? Beckenham Junction. No, that makes sense. So that's the tramway going over the top there. Which then goes off that way. I wonder if the tramway goes around, sort of loops around to Elmer's End. I'm not really sure. I've never been on it before, so I'm not really 100% certain on that one. I'd have to go and have a look at a map. If I knew this works like that, I'd have weighed that up a bit better for a picture, but I think it still works. Could be the thumbnail, we will see. Who knows? I'm glad we timed that well going past. It's cool. I love that most of the station have got signs as well. In fact, the signs were all made like knowing that something would happen one day and have obviously been utilised. I'm assuming Danny must have had them made and put in a DTG release for some potential one day maybe. The only one thing I would say though, they are floating on this station. They all look like they're floating. That's something I would like to hope would be fixed. It's like maybe the fences were moved or something, but I don't know. They're all very floaty, to be fair. Yeah, they'd all need shifting back. Other than that, that's a nice station. It's quite a simple station. It's nicely built still. He's very good at doing what he does there with what he's got. Oh, there's one of the older signals there. I want to show. But this is the delay from green to red light and how they change. I just love that fade. Lower Sydenham is our next station as well. 7 stations in on our 12 station run. We're due to Charing Cross at about 8:19, so it's not too far. It's just about a half hour, or about 20 minutes into our drive. All is pretty steady so far, but no doubt when we get onto the main lines, it'll all become a bit busier. I think where it was that I was on about before. It's over here. I think there's a somewhere down there. You go alongside the road. I never know the canal was down here. Canal or river, whatever it is. That's cool. Find new things each time you come on this. Catford Bridge next. I'm not overly sure if this scenario, I know it's not released yet, but I'm not sure if Ash wanted it to be released in OTS, so I need to double check with him. We may well be able to get this released for you guys to play. I'm sure he sent us the file. I'll have to double check with him. Look at a flashing yellow over there. This will actually be the first time I've seen a flashing yellow on the pack. But other than seeing it on actual video trailers from AP, I haven't witnessed it properly for myself yet, so it's quite nice to see. Looks good. It just that fade looks fantastic. Yeah, that's one of the things that really sold it to me. Again, that's what I said. It wasn't really something I always ever thought I'd never need. Ever thought that, oh, I need a signal enhancement pack. But when you actually get this sort of stuff, this is the thing that did it for me. That's ace. Yeah, Trent was no, yeah, 7. Oh, it is one scenario. There's a 700. There's also another train coming. I believe this station is that, now if I get this right, you can't buy a ticket between the two. You can do the trip, I believe, but you've got to go a really long way around about doing it. But I believe you can't buy a ticket from one to the other because obviously they're literally next door to each other. You can oyster it, I believe. I think I've got that right. If I haven't got that right, please do someone tell me. I'm going to try and hope for the best and get this sized up for a picture because that looks actually quite good with the radio mastic background. If you watch that, 700 will disappear now. So it's perfect. Oh, there's another train now. Oh, well, never mind. Can't wait all day. We have a train to drive. Next station is Ladywell. Well, I thought I'd missed the AWS then. That is all we'd need. Couple of overhanging trees here. Nothing too serious. Again, really nice stations. Honestly, these are so nicely done. Very clever usage of assets. For a first-time route builder, to throw this out and just it blows my mind, to be fair. I never did anything like this on my first route. Christ. I struggled. I really struggled for a good while getting into it, but he's got straight in there. I mean, as well, when I first did route building, there was nowhere near as many good assets available as well, so he's got the upside, he's got some good assets available to him. I was still building stuff with UK Trains in freeware packs, really. That's the best it got at that point. They were great for the time, but they were hard to work with. No, fair play to the guy. He's done a good job. I look forward to seeing what he comes up with next and on the next part. Just bring it even further. Expanding it. I think he said something like the Sevenoaks section to the other way. You can go to the right. Wherever that is. I can't remember where Sevenoaks is on here. I'm just trying to stab a guess. But I can't actually work out where it is. Sevenoaks, where are you? There? It's there. Yeah, that section I think was the next part he wanted to do. Or one of the parts. Excuse me. Next stop, London Bridge. It's in 4.8 miles. Don't know where that line goes off to. have a look. Does it say? Not sure if it's covered or not. Oh, it's the other line to... it goes through to Lewisham. I've done that bit. Get a bit carried away there, speeding up a bit too soon. Bad Tom. I think it was on the 707 we drove last time, actually, down to Hayes. It was a very enjoyable drive, to be honest. Love that bridge. This bit's cool. It's off the thumbnail for the route, that bit. I think as well that the Signal EP I think has come at a really good time as well, especially with this route, because you can do some cool stuff with that. All the approach controls and stuff. Forcing red signals and all that jazz. I think it's somewhere around New Cross where the scenery goes back into DTGs for a bit. I'm not sure if that was New Cross or not, though. I think it was. So, you know, we go into DTGs bit through up to then Waterloo East. It then goes back to the new stuff. So we did Cannon Street on the other video. So this is obviously we haven't done this on a video yet. This will be Charing Cross, where we'll be going today. But again, that's another fantastic little kit bash, to be fair. He's done a good job on that too, and we'll have a look round. What really should happen here is this junction is a 50-mile-an-hour junction. So what really should happen is we should have a release, I think a release from red rather than it just being green. So we've had the flashing yellows and stuff like that, but what we should have really, I think, is it should be red and then change to green and feather, I think. Basically, this is where the signal EP comes in well, because you'll be able to do all this sort of stuff. Actually sorting all the signals out to do what they should. More like proper for the behaviour. I'm still trying to figure it all out and trying to grasp it a bit more. It's a learning curve, I can assure you that. It's not for the faint-hearted reading that AP signal manual. There's so much going on. It will get a little bit choppy around here. The FPS is dipping. It's a busy area. All sorts going on. You've got to have your wits about you coming into here. This also is one of the things I'm hoping that where these DTG core updates will sort a lot of issues with this side of the performance out. Hopefully it'll be less stuttery. We can only hope. This is the worst I've seen it on this route though, because there's a lot going on though. There's a lot of trains. Just shows you can have a top end PC and it'll still run like a potato. Look out the window for a second, at least it's not so bad. Why is it so blacky? It must be literally every single platform occupied here. Bloody hell. Excuse me. Hopefully when we get through here, it'll ease up a bit. I've not seen this bad before. It's pushing the boundaries, isn't it? It's pushing its limits. 9 FPS I'm getting here at the minute. It's mad. Really haven't seen that low before. I do apologise for the lag at this part of the video. Just one of them things. Out of my control, unfortunately. We made it. The FPS has actually just gone up a little bit. Back into double figures now. I think once we get away from here and sort of head towards Waterloo East, it'll probably ease itself back up a bit. Back into its comfort zone. It's because they're all sort of sat in that canopy area in Terminus. Which won't be helping. Obviously, when more trains disappear out of the view, and that it won't tank as much. So we mentioned, I think did we come through? No, we didn't come through here actually last time. We did a reversal, didn't we? So what Nicholas plans to do is at some point do the new modern layout of London Bridge, but it'll be like as a separate version of the route. So it'd be a different like different folder, if you will. So it'd be a different instance of it. It'd be quite good for modern snow because it's really, really hard to path stuff through this station, especially like the 700 stuff. It makes it really, really hard. He did add a couple of extra like mock-up platforms here just to help out. But it's a struggle. I've just been given the road. We're due off here at 12 past, so literally in a moment. Waterloo East and then Charing Cross. We'll have a look at Waterloo East as well because it's not been featured on a video as such, but we've done it on strings. But for those that may not have seen it, we will have a do if we can get there. It's gone down to 7 FPS at the minute again. I can't even look at that way. I have to go this way. Look that way for a second. It'll be all right. Hopefully everything will disappear and go back up in a second. That's mad. I mean, it's not a problem. The route's not an issue as such. It's just that little bit. It's such a bottleneck. Too much going on. Literally, it just deteriorated on that little section going into the bridge on the straight run up. But don't let it put you off. I mean, the other scenario I think I didn't stutter like that, so it's weird. It's just a lot more thing going on. This one, it's a busier time of day. It is morning rush. There's literally every single train you can think of. So there'll be a lot of trains stacked up to come through. I mean, some trains turn off here, which is that loses some of the traffic. It's already going up. We're back up to 14 already. Might not sound big, but it's good for TS. It's more manageable now anyway. At least it's not stuttering like a slideshow. You can just see how many trains there are here. 1, 2, 3, 4 AI in that one scene. I should have done a good job of trying to get all this lot working. I'd have crumbled doing this. I would not have been able to cope putting all this in. There's obviously a bottleneck going up there. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, no idea what's going on there. It's a bit busy though. The Waterloo East is just coming on this bend now. It's literally just a short ride round to Charing Cross. Got the London Eye as well in the view, just coming up. There's just so many trains coming in and out. It's literally every couple of seconds, like every minute. Service after service. So this is Waterloo East. We haven't looked on the video here, so we'll just have a quick look around at the station. So the scenery sort of ended here. I can't remember if there was any form of station at all here, but I think it was just literally just track and markers. So yeah, it's good. It's a good job, especially to fit everything in such a tight space. I think the cool bit that he's done is obviously getting this bridge in some form, which also goes through to is it Waterloo Station? That hang on. Yeah, it's Waterloo. No track to Waterloo. It's just the model, but that is Waterloo Station. So there's like a walkway between the two. So 0.6 of a mile, just under 0.7, will be at Charing Cross, which is the terminus of this end of the route. We'll take a look round as well just before the end of the video, but I do hope you've enjoyed the drive. Again, apologies for the little laggy section, but we can't help that, unfortunately. But yeah, we hope you've enjoyed it, and if it's something that takes your eye, do head to the link in the description and maybe take up a free copy to yourself. Just make sure you've got all the requirements, of course, and go for an exploration. There's loads of scenarios. There's quite a few on ATS as well. Oh, very good. We'll come back and have a look at this bridge in a second. It amazes me, to be fair, how DTG never really bothered to add this onto the other route, the recently the Dover one. For a short stretch, this and what do you call it? Did it go down London Bridge? I can't remember if it did or not. I forget where it went, but yeah, some of them, even in like a totally different route, I'm amazed that they've never actually delved into these terminuses. Right up DTG Street, this sort of stuff. But we've got it now. For a kit bash, it's very nicely done. Again, fair play. Good use of what's available. Right, so before I open the doors, I was just going to have a quick look at the bridge, because I quite like this. Very cool. Cracking view. You got London Eye, you got Westminster over there, got Big Ben. That's very cool. Obviously over that way you've got Blackfriars, which is just over there, as you can see. You've got St Paul's Cathedral. You see the Gherkin over there. You can also see somewhere is the Shard there. You've got it all. Everything's in that view. Very cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this one, do subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos as well. Catch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/TrainSim_TV for future streams and all that stuff. Fridays and Sundays normally, unless something comes up. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again very, very soon for another video. Take care, and bye for now.